Hello everybody, my name is Dillard, coming back at you with another podcast. Today, we have a few topics to talk about. We're going to be breaking down the 3-game series, which I still will be doing a separate breakdown video for that, if you guys were wondering, so you guys won't miss that at all. But I will also be talking about some other stuff that happened in the league yesterday, some noticeable stuff, because there was actually quite a bit that happened yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and break down some of that stuff. But let's go ahead and dive right into it. So the game number 1 versus the Rays, we won 4-3. The offense was pretty much lackluster until the 9th inning where we scored 3 runs and walked it off because, Gleyber Torres is an absolute beast with that amazing at-bat that he had. And, freaking Gio is just a magician. He just keeps coming up clutch over and over again. But other than the magical 9th inning where we walked it off, we probably should have won that game. And we also had the leadoff first pitch, literally first pitch leadoff in the 9th inning. Luke Voit smashes one for a home run. Luke Voit, incredible, got the rally going. Gio just finished it. But other than that, the only run that we scored from the 1st to the 8th inning was one run in the 2nd inning, which was actually from Morales, his first ever home run as a Yankee. So that's good. Good shout out to him. Hope he does a lot more. I'm very excited to see him pound a lot more balls because that one, if you did watch game 1 of this series, that was no cheapie. That was at least in the 2nd deck. I've heard that it could have been in the 3rd or even the 4th deck, but I'm like, the 2nd deck alone, that's a monster. That's a long shot. I think it was like 434 feet. I'm not sure. You can correct me on that. I did look at it at StatCast, but I can't remember correctly. It was like 434 or something like that. But it was a pretty huge home run. Anything that's 400 feet is a monster. I mean, we all know that. So it wasn't no short porch 320 feet home run or something like that. It was a huge home run. But other than that, this was a crazy game in the 9th inning. This is something that I would like to point out. This is the 2nd game that we were losing, and the game decided to rain, and we had a rain delay, and then we ended up coming back. This isn't the first time. This is the 2nd time. So I'm like, okay, maybe rain delays are a great thing to get our team focused and just confident, go back out there and win the game. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but that's the 2nd time we've had a rain delay, and we've came back and won the game because of the rain delay, which is crazy. I know I'm not like some conspiracy theorist and stuff, but, I'm kind of starting to believe that that's true. Maybe we should have more rain delays when we're losing, and maybe we'll come back and win them. Gets the boys refocused and re-energized and, da-da-da-da-da. But, yeah, this was a crazy game. You definitely should have watched this game if you're a huge Yankees fan. If you did watch it, you were going absolutely insane in the 9th inning. The 9th inning was giving everybody panic attacks because we were like, oh, my God. Please, can we please pull ahead with this victory? Because we really need to beat the Rays. We really need to start beating them. I mean, we did beat them in Tropicana 2-3. We took 2 games out of 3, which is excellent. But we really are in desperate mode right now. Not desperate mode in the fact that, anything bad's happening, but just desperate mode in the fact that we're trying to acquire first place position in the AL East. So we need to win these games against the Rays. And we've proven that yet again. So in the last 6 games that we played the Rays, we've won 4 of them. So we're 4 out of 6, which is excellent. Because Rays, as you know, not only are one of the best dominant offenses in the league, but their freaking pitching. Their pitching has been absolutely insane. And the fact that we were able to knock out Mr. Alvarado like that, Jose Alvarado, one of the better closers, that was absolutely impressive, especially the fact that Voit had a leadoff homer on him, the first pitch. I mean, you can't make much more of a message than that. You can't get your point across more than I want to start a rally than a first pitch home run right there. So shout out to Mr. Luke Voit for absolutely crushing that. It was amazing. Good start. So, other than that, we had 5 pitchers. I think the pitching was pretty good. I mean, we held them to 3 runs. So, at that point, you got to have an offense to be able to win the games, You can't just win games by scoring 1 run. So, luckily, we had a rally on our bones and rallied in the rallied in the 9th and scored 3 runs to give us the 4-3 victory. But, you need pitching. And our pitching was pretty good. Sabathia, 6 innings pitched, gave up 6 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts, 1 home run, 84 pitches, with 57 of those pitches being called strikes. Team pitching total efforts, sorry, my voice is cracking because I think I'm getting sick, was 9 innings pitched with 10 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, and 1 home run. They gave up 144 pitches, not gave up, but pitched 144 pitches with 95 called strikes. So, yeah, I mean, the pitching really wasn't that bad. You can't really blame the pitching for only giving up 3 runs, you know what I mean? And you can't blame the pitching for the Yankees only scoring 1 run in, 8 innings until the 9th. So, at least we got the rally, and that's all that matters. Moving on. Game number 2. versus the Rays. Now, this one was the one that we probably should have swept the Rays, to be honest with you guys. Like, after the first win, after we won that, there was really no excuse not to at least win the second one. And, of course, we won the third one. We actually ended up blowing them out of the water. We'll get on to that later. But this is one of those games that, I understand. It's baseball. You can't win every game. I get that. That is perfectly understandable. But when you're in such a close race with the Rays for first place, you're in a very close, tight race for first place, and you're in those games where you are more than capable of winning the game. You got to take advantage of those. Now, if you get blown out, then so be it. Things happen. But when there's really close games, you got to take advantage of those close games because you're not always going to get those opportunities. So, unfortunately, the Yankees weren't able to capitalize on that. We ended up losing 2-1 in the 11th inning. So, this was just a pitching duel. This was a pitching duel between Snell and Tanaka. Yet again, Snell and Tanaka. And Tanaka, again, just like the first game that he pitched against Snell on, which was game 2, actually, he did his job. Again, not game 2, sorry, game 3. I apologize. Game 3. Game 1 was Tyler Glasnow. Game 3 was Blake Snell. And game 2, I believe, if I'm not who was it? Game 2 was, I can't remember who game 2 was. Here, hold on. Let me figure this out. I actually don't remember who game 2. Oh, it was Stanek, wasn't? Yeah, it was Stanek. Okay, so that was game 2. Anyways, still doesn't matter. Even though this was game 2 that they pitched on, and the last one was game 3, it's still the same pitching match between Snell and Tanaka. So Tanaka, yet again, like game 3 in Tropicana, he gave us an excellent game. 6 innings pitched, only gave up 3 hits, 0 runs, 0 earned runs, 0 walks, struck out 6 batters, 88 pitches with 60 strikes. You can't ask much more better than that. Tanaka, absolutely fantastic job. See, and this is the crazy thing. Tommy Kahnle, absolutely been lights out, and it happens. So I'm not blaming Tommy Kahnle for this. It happens. He actually is the man who gave up the big run that ended up tying the game in the 7th inning. Because we were winning. The Yankees had scored 1 run in the 3rd inning. But the Yankees were actually winning until the 7th inning. It was 1-0 until the 7th inning, and the Rays scored a run. And Tommy Kahnle actually is the one who's responsible for giving up that run. And, he's been extremely lights out lately. He threw 11 pitches this game with 9 of them being called strikes. He's seeing the strike zone very well. And, unfortunately, these things happen. You're not perfect. No one's perfect. So I'm not blaming Tommy Kahnle. I just think it's impressive that now, finally, somebody did something against him. And I'm not surprised that it was the Rays. So there's that. And then Sessa ended up giving up the big blow, the home run to Meadows in the 11th inning, which ended up sealing the deal because the Yankees were not able to capitalize in the 11th inning. And we lost 2-1 in the 11th inning, which is crazy. You got to try and take advantage of those type of games, especially when they're that close. I'm not a baseball player. I don't know what's going on out there. We all have our days. I'm just saying, when you're in close games like that, especially when you're having a race with the Rays for first place, you got to take advantage of that, especially also with the Red Sox. I mean, you got to win as many games as physically possible because the Rays and the Red Sox will both make you pay in the end. And we saw the Red Sox destroyed us last year in the ALDS. Sorry, you gotta try and win every game you can because Boston is one of those teams. They can hurt you bad. The Rays, they can hurt you bad as well. And I'm not underestimating the Rays, and I'm not underestimating Boston. I don't think anybody else should either. So it's definitely going to be a fun year because it's going to be a very tight race for first place. But right now we do have it because the Yankees ended up exploding on game 3. Absolutely exploding, especially in the 6th inning. That's probably the best inning I have seen from these boys all year. The 6th inning was absolutely outstanding. 7 runs scored. Anyways, the Yankees ended up triumphing over the Rays 13-5. Very great game. A lot of runs scored. A lot of runs. You love to see it. So, what exactly happened this game? Why were so many runs scored? It's actually insane how all of this happened. There was bases loaded multiple times. They actually walked in 2 runs. So, yeah, at least 2 runs were walked in from just walks with bases loaded. And Mr. Estrada came in clutch with a base-clearing double, which ended up scoring 3 runs, And then you tack on some other stuff like Gardner hitting a double for an RBI and all this other stuff. And yeah, it was just a big inning. The 6th inning was a huge inning. Probably the best offensive inning we've had all year round. Unless you guys can think of another one, but I can't think of another inning where we just absolutely exploded. Went through the entire lineup. So it was great. It was great seeing that. We also scored 1 run in the first, 2 runs in the second, 2 runs in the fourth, and 1 run in the seventh. Seventh, that 1 run was actually DJ LeMahieu. He ended up smacking a home run to left field, and it got out in a hurry. If you guys remember watching that game, that ball flew out. It was not coming back, and it wasn't even that it was, it was pretty long, but it was a line drive. That thing got out in a hurry very quickly. And also, we had Aaron Hicks. Aaron Hicks hit a 2-run homer to tie the game in the 4th inning, which was just awesome. You love to see it. You love to see Hicks come back strong and hit a home run right there to tie the game. And we also had a 2-run homer by Brett Gardner in the 2nd inning. So we had quite a bit today. So we had Gardner, he had a home run, DJ had a home run, and then Hicks had a 2-run homer, and, Gardner also had the 2-run homer as well. So we did a lot today. Runners in scoring position, we were 4 for 14. Not the best in the world, but, we won 13-5, so who cares, really? Who cares if you had a bad ratio with runners in scoring position? And then the pitching, it really wasn't bad. It was not that bad. Chad Green, yes, he struggled. Chad Green really struggled. He had 1.2 innings pitched, was not a lot, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, struck out 1 batter, and gave up 2 home runs. Not what you want to see. He definitely struggled. Then Cortez Jr., he had 4 innings pitched, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, struck out 6 batters, gave up 1 home run. It's not the best thing in the world, especially if the Yankees offense wouldn't have been there. Then the pitching definitely wouldn't have done its job if the Yankees offense wasn't so explosive, especially during the freaking 6th inning. My God, that was a heck of an inning. I cannot believe still how explosive that inning was. That was just a blast for any Yankees fan that watched that game. You guys know what I'm talking about. It was just high-end, energetic, just so much was happening. And also we had Adam Ottavino and then Chance Adams. And Ottavino only pitched 0.1 innings, gave up 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He actually went out there just to strike out 1 batter and then walked 1. That's pretty much all he did. And then Chance Adams, the guy that we just called up from the Rail Riders. And then we sent him back down. I'm like, why did we send him back down? Because he had 3 innings pitched, gave up 1 hit, 0 runs, 0 earned runs, walked 1 batter, and struck out 4. Why would you send him down? I understand that we want to keep Chad Green and Cortez, but maybe not send Chad Green down there because he just did, but why not send Cortez at least? You know what I mean? Chance Adams absolutely destroyed that lineup. 3 innings pitched, gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, 4 strikes. What more do you want from him? And he's brand new. He's great. He's very exciting, I just don't understand why the Yankees would send him back down and keep Chad Green and Cortez. It's nothing against them. It's just the fact that it's obvious Chad Green is still struggling and Cortez is struggling as well. You know what I mean? So it's like, why would you send Chance Adams down for, literally 1 hit? What more can you ask for him? Maybe he walked 1 batter, he struck out 4, 3 innings pitched. Oh, well, he did great. He actually did better than anybody else that pitched that day. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's one of the things I was really confused about when I heard the other day after the game. They were like, we're actually recalling somebody else and we're sending Chance Adams back down to Scranton. And I'm like, I just don't understand that thought process. I'm not really sure. I'm trusting in the team. I'm trusting in the people who made that decision. I'm hoping they know what they're doing because I'm going to trust them 110% because I'm a diehard Yankees fan and I'm going to stick with them no matter what. So I'm going to believe that keeping Green and Cortez up here is for the better. And eventually Chance Adams will get his opportunity because they apparently didn't give him enough chances, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. So that's about it for the 3-game series that we played against the Rays. I will be doing a specific other video, which will be out later today. Probably 4 or 5. It will definitely be before the game, so you guys don't have to worry about it being late or anything like that. It will be up before the game. So there are some other interesting news that we will be discussing. So one of the big things, I'm just kind of scrolling through Twitter right now, just trying to remember everything off the bat that I want to talk about. So the Yankees PR department actually tweeted, there's a roster move that prior to tonight's game, which they're talking about the Orioles game, so this just happened 2 hours ago, the Yankees recalled right-handed pitcher Jake Barrett from AAA Scranton. So I guess he will be playing at some point in this series. And I'm still scratching my head on why Chance Adams was still sent down. So don't really know about that. Some other news. This is not really Yankees material. So if you guys don't really care about this, I guess you can go ahead and click off the video if you're just here for Yankees content. But me, I don't just talk about Yankees. I'm a huge baseball fan. I want to talk about everything possible that's baseball because I don't just love the Yankees. Obviously, Yankees are my team, but I love baseball as a whole. There's no sport. There's nothing in this world. Nothing. Maybe music. Music is pretty close. Music is actually extremely close. But other than that, there's really nothing I have a bigger passion for than baseball. And really the only thing that's next to that is music, which that's very understandable. A lot of people. I mean, come on. Who doesn't like music? But here's some other news. I thought it was interesting. Last night, if you guys watched Sunday night's game last night between the Cubs and the Nationals, it looked like the Nationals were going to get beat up. The Nationals were just, they were having such struggles, big struggles. Could not get anything done. They just could not do anything against the pitching. And they finally got around to it. And by the time you knew it, it was the eighth inning and it was 6-5. And you're like, oh my God, this is quite a ball game we're having here. It was just pretty interesting. It was a great game, actually. I really liked that game. It was really interesting. A lot of stuff happened. You know, Anthony Rizzo had a home run. Who else had a home run? Anthony Rendon. He had a 3-run homer that actually got them back into the game. Those were the first 3 runs the Nationals scored. Victor Robles had a really nice play out in right center field that was definitely noteworthy. Sorry, I cannot talk today. I'm trying to remember. There was some other things that I wanted to speak about on that game, and I can't remember right off the bat. Oh, that's what it is. That's what it is. The game, if you watch the game, it was one of the most oddest games that you could see as far as the beginning of the game, because I'm not really understanding what was going on other than the fact that the starting pitcher had literally no control. And let me go to these stats so I can be very specific, because I didn't save these stats in my notes, but I do want to go over this and explain what I am talking about. So Mr. Hendricks was the pitcher for the Cubs, and he was absolutely just lights out until he got about to the 5th inning where he started struggling and gave up a 3-run homer. But Hellickson, he was actually the starting pitcher for the Nationals. And if you guys know anything, the Nationals have actually had pretty good pitching. Their just offense has just not been there. But they've actually had pretty good pitching. It really hasn't been that bad. But Hellickson, these are his stats. So he had 3 innings pitched, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 earned runs. He gave up 3 walks and struck out 1 batter and gave up 1 home run. Now, you're probably asking, what's very significant about this? Well, the first inning, I'm not even kidding, the first inning alone, he walked 3 batters and he hit another batter. And it's crazy because if I'm not mistaken, here, let me go through some of my tweets, because I remember looking at this and thinking this guy has got to get control, because he is about to already blow the game for the Nationals. And if I can find it here, because I was watching a lot of other games. I actually watched a walk-off from the Rangers the other night against the Cardinals. That was a really exciting game. Hellickson. Yeah, Hellickson has already walked 3 batters and hit another. Yikes. That's kind of what I tweeted, because I was like, this is not how you're supposed to start a game off. And they were about to already pull him from the mound. Since I said Hellickson is kind of all over the place. Jeremy Hellickson this is what I tweeted at the very beginning. This was his first 11 pitches. His first 11 pitches in the first inning, he had only 1 called strike. So he had 11 pitches thrown, and only 1 of those pitches was called strikes at that time. And by the time you know it, he had already hit 1 batter and walked 3 others. And this was actually his stats to the first inning. It was 1 innings pitch, gave up 0 hits, which is, it's good, you know. He gave up 0 hits, but the problem was he gave up 1 run, and he walked 3 batters. He walked 3 in a row, and 0 strikeouts, 22 pitches with 7 of those being called strikes. And you're just like scratching your head. What is going on? And I know Hellickson has not been very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to look for the appropriate word. He hasn't been exactly reliable in the first few innings. He's been having a lot of struggles every time he steps onto the mound in his first few innings. And it's definitely something to keep an eye on, as far as the Nationals are concerned, especially if you're a fan of the Nationals or if you're in that front office. It's definitely something to look forward to. And what I mean look forward to, I mean really think about it. What's going on with him? Does he need to be sent back down to AAA? Does he need to get his location up? Because you can't walk 3 batters the straight of the game like that without, denting your team. And as you know, one run can be the total outcome of an entire baseball game. And he gave up one run right there. He actually gave up one run through every inning through the first 4 innings. So the Cubs were up 4-0 by the time the fifth inning was right here. And the Washington Nationals still had 0 runs, so they really hadn't done anything offensively until Anthony Rendon hit that 3-run homer. So anything else very noteworthy? Let's see. There was a walk-off with the Texas Rangers and the St. Louis Cardinals. There actually was a go-ahead extra innings home run by the Giants. They actually prevented a walk-off in the 9th inning because of an outstanding play by Brandon Crawford. Outstanding shortstop he is. I absolutely love watching him. Incredible shortstop, incredible guy. But they ended up saving the walk-off in the 9th inning from the Diamondbacks. And in the 10th inning, Sandoval ended up hitting a huge grand slam. Sandoval just absolutely crushed that home run. And that ended up giving the Giants the win, 3-2. So that was quite an interesting ball game. So the last game I'd like to touch bases on is the old World Series rematch between the Texas Rangers and the St. Louis Cardinals. This was an intense game. The last 3 innings, to be specific, the 8th and 9th and 10th innings, were very interesting. Danny Santana, with the score tied 2-2 in the 8th inning, is like, hold my beer, ladies and gentlemen, puts a long blast to left field and gives them the lead 3-2. Then we go into the 9th inning where it continues to get interesting. The Rangers have 1 out, so they only need to get 2 outs. But Dexter Fowler's like, nope, I'm not done. Go ahead and hold my whiskey real quick because I'm going long, and it's absolute moonshot. Like, it's not even close from not being a home run. It is absolutely gone. The second that it leaves the bat, you know it's long gone. So then we go into the 10th inning because the Rangers can't capitalize on any opportunities in the bottom of the 9th inning, which has been a huge struggle for them recently, and their pitching has been not that good recently. And what I mean by not that good is it just has not been great at all. And any Rangers fan will probably tell you the same thing. It has not been that good. I think alone, if the Rangers had better pitching, they would be such a more dominant team. Now, there are a lot of opportunities that they don't take advantage of as far as their offense is concerned, but their pitching is what mainly kills them because their offense is crazy as far as slugging is concerned, especially with the likes of Joey Gallo. He's absolutely insane. Is definitely a runner-up for AL MVP, assuming that George Springer and Mike Trout do not continue to do as well as they're doing, and Gallo just shoots through the roof. But anyways, the game goes into the 10th inning, and it's not done. The Rangers are tied 3-3. They end up getting a run, scoring a sac fly just deep enough for Bader to be able to score. He's fired up. He's pumped up. He's happy. The Cardinals are happy. They're pumped up and ready to go ahead and close the game out. So the score is 4-3. You think it's over? Nope. It is not even close. The Rangers are like, okay, hold my beer. Cardinals are like, okay, hold my whiskey. Okay, you want to play that game? I'm going to go ahead and hold the Everclear real quick. We're going all out. We're just going to go on the top of the spectrum because we're going to end the game right here. Willie Calhoun gets a clutch single RBI to be able to tie the game up, and then Mazzara walks it off just deep enough to end the game with a sac fly. Absolutely incredible game, and definitely a very big treat. If you were watching that game, you're definitely in for a big treat if you did watch that game. But anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys did enjoy the podcast. If you did, make sure you do subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Click that bell notification, become part of the notification squad, and get all my videos whenever they are first uploaded, assuming that YouTube doesn't jack around and mess up. And also, make sure you do like the video. Make sure you do comment. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys can do better. And most importantly, have a great day, guys. See you guys later.